Ever find yourself juggling multiple terminal windows, feeling overwhelmed by the constant switching and scrambling? Do you dream of having a single, organized workspace where you can manage all your tasks with ease? Well, fret not, because today we're introducing you to Tmux, your ultimate key to supercharged terminal workflows. We've all been there. You're working on one task in one terminal window, then you need to check a log in another, and then you remember you need to run a script in a third window. It's a mess, right? But what if you could keep all those windows and tasks organized within a single window? Enter Tmux, the terminal multiplexer that empowers you to create, manage, and switch between multiple terminal sessions seamlessly. So what exactly is Tmux? It's a software tool that acts like a traffic controller for your terminal. It allows you to create multiple windows, each acting as a separate terminal session, all within one main window. Think of it as having multiple tabs in your browser, but for your terminal. Using Tmux is surprisingly simple. You can usually install it using your package manager on most operating systems. Once installed, launching Tmux is as simple as typing Tmux in your terminal. Now, let's take a look at the key elements of the Tmux interface. This bar at the bottom is called the status bar. It displays various information about your current session, represented by the 0 in square brackets, including the active window, which here is the number after the closing square bracket. Also, the pane, which by default will always be presented by your terminal shell language, in my case, Zish. And lastly is the current time, which I think is pretty cool. Now moving on to windows, which is what you're currently seeing on my screen. Think of them as a separate workspace within Tmux, each acting like an independent terminal session. They can have their own working directory and running processes, allowing you to work on different tasks simultaneously without any interference. But for now, I will run Screen Key, a software that will help you view my keystrokes as we progress along. Now, you can split these windows into panes using Ctrl+B %, for a vertical split, or Ctrl+B double quotation marks for a horizontal split. Think of it as dividing your terminal screen into mini theaters, each showcasing a different act of code, of course. Now, to make the vertical split of the window, we'll use Command-Ctrl+B %. Each pane offers a dedicated workspace. In this one, let's run htop to keep an eye on your system's resource usage. But wait, there's more. Tmux allows you to rearrange your panes for optimal convenience. For example, you might prefer to have htop in the left pane. To achieve this, press Ctrl+B followed by the opening curly bracket key. This will swap the positions of the panes. Now, let's further refine our workspace by splitting the left pane horizontally. We can achieve this using Ctrl+B opening quotation marks. This creates a new pane below the existing one, essentially turning your single pane into two mini theaters, one above the other. In this newly created bottom pane, we can launch Firefox. Let's add another pane to our workspace, this time with a vertical split. Remember, Ctrl+B % is our friend for vertical splits. Now, in this new right pane, we'll tackle a crucial task, updating our repositories. After all, staying up to date is vital, just like keeping your phone apps current. Unless it's that one game you secretly love, even though it hasn't been updated since 2012. No judgment here. Let's explore another powerful feature of Tmux, creating new windows. This allows us to organize our work further, just like opening multiple tabs in your browser. To achieve this, we'll use the shortcut Ctrl+B followed by the letter C. Notice the status bar at the bottom of the screen. It now displays 0 Zish and 1 Zish. This indicates that we have two windows. In this new window, let's demonstrate the power of Tmux by running a continuous ping command to the loopback address 127.or.or.1. This command effectively sends constant test packets to your own machine and displays the response time. While the ping command is running, you can continue using other windows and panes within Tmux, showcasing its ability to handle multiple tasks simultaneously. Let's further practice using Tmux by creating another window with Ctrl+B followed by the letter C. This time we'll experiment with creating multiple panes within this new window. Now, we'll split this new window horizontally using Ctrl+B double quotation marks. This creates two panes stacked on top of each other. Now let's further subdivide one of these panes vertically with Ctrl+B %sign. This creates three panes, one on top and two below side by side. Repeat the previous step, Ctrl+B %sign, on the desired pane to create another vertical split. With these panes, we can effectively practice switching between them using Ctrl+B and the arrow keys up, down, left, right. Remember, each pane can be used independently to run commands or processes. Feel free to experiment with different split configurations and switching between panes to familiarize yourself with Tmux navigation. Remember, practice makes perfect, and in the world of Tmux, perfection means never getting lost in a maze of terminal windows again. Should you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by a single pane, don't worry. Escaping is easier than navigating a maze blindfolded. Well, almost. Just type exit within the pane and poof, it vanishes like a magician's assistant. Remember, exiting a pane only removes the pane itself, not the entire window. Think of it like closing a tab in a browser. The window with the other tabs, panes, still remains. Similarly, if an entire window has become a black hole of complexity, you can also type exit while it's active. Just remember, with great power to close windows comes the great responsibility to not accidentally close the wrong one. And voila! Back to your original setup with just Windows 0 and 1 staring back at you. Remember, with Tmux, organization is key, but don't be afraid to experiment and have a little fun in the process. Let's explore how to navigate between our open windows. This is where things get even more convenient. Notice the asterisk in the status bar. It indicates the currently active window. As you switch between windows using Ctrl+B and a number, the asterisk will move, highlighting the window you're now working in. Alright, time to take a break from our Tmux adventures. Think of it as setting up camp for the night, but instead of roasting marshmallows, we're using the command Ctrl+B followed by the letter D to detach from the current session. Poof! You're back to your regular terminal, like stepping out of a digital tent and back into the real world. But don't worry, our Tmux session is just hibernating, like a bear waiting for spring. We can always come back to it later. Let's create a brand new session. This time we'll christen it with a name that exudes power and mystery. Tmux new -S. The Wire. Just imagine this session is like your own personal command center, ready to handle a digital operation with finesse, just like the characters in your favorite show. And in this here new session, we're going to run Wireshark. Now imagine you're in the middle of a complex operation within your The Wire session when nature calls, or the allure of a caffeine fix becomes irresistible. Don't panic. Just like hitting the pause button on your favorite spy thriller, press Ctrl+B followed by the letter D to detach from your session. It won't vanish. It will simply hibernate in the background, patiently waiting for your return. Just think of it as leaving your secret mission on hold, ready to pick up right where you left off. Meanwhile, say your colleague, Let's call him Bill. Let's hope he's not a double agent. Needs to use the same workstation for some creative editing. No worries, Tmux allows peaceful coexistence. Bill can create his own session using Tmux. New -s Bill. This way, session 0 remains untouched and your The Wire operation remains undercover. And Bill can unleash his inner filmmaker with Kdenlive and unleash his inner audiophile with Audacity. So remember, Tmux allows multiple users to share the same workstation while maintaining their own digital workspaces. Looks like Bill has wrapped up his editing session for the day. However, in his haste to live, he might have forgotten to clean up after himself. The Tmux ls command, your trusty session directory. Look at that. You see 3 entries. Session 0. This is your original session with 2 windows. Remember, windows within the session. You might have forgotten what's running there, so be cautious. Session Bill. This is a new one created by your colleague. Session The Wire. There's a familiar friend. You remember exactly what's running. Your trusty Wireshark, capturing those elusive network packets. Now, let's get your session back in top shape. You remember all the work you did, right? So, let's rename it to something more descriptive, like updates. After all, who doesn't love a good update? Except maybe for outdated software, but that's a story for another day. Type in Tmux ls, voila. Your session is now supporting a new name, reminding you exactly what's going on there. Alright, time to wrap things up in your The Wire session. Let's jump back in using command Tmux --t The Wire. There you are. Remember, Wireshark was on a mission to capture those network pockets. Let's gracefully end its operation with Ctrl+C. Now, with your mission complete, it's time to say goodbye to the Wire session. Since there's only one window left, simply typing exit will do the trick. Poof! You're back to the regular terminal. But wait, what about the other sessions? Let's peek at them using Tmux ls. There they are. Session Bill patiently awaits its rightful owner, and session updates holds your precious work. Now you can decide how you want to proceed. Maybe remind Bill to clean up his session. Alright, Bill reached out and guess what? He wants you to whack his session. Now, while Tmux doesn't involve actual whacking, thankfully no keyboards were harmed in the making of this tutorial. It can definitely delete sessions. Before you go Hulk smash on Bill's session, remember, great power comes great responsibility and the potential for data loss. Always be 100% sure you do not need anything from the session. Anyways, it's time to kill Bill. Just the session, of course. And with the Tmux kill-session nor targeted session, this command retires the most recent session in our Tmux sesh list. In our case, that was the session Bill. Remember, this action is irreversible, so always be sure before you deal in the death blow. Now, running Tmux ls will only show you your remaining session updates. Let me show you how you can delete a session cautiously by specifying the targeted session using command Tmux kill-session specify target updates. This command deletes the particular session as required. Let's Tmux ls again and look, we no longer have any running servers in our Tmux. Once you execute the command, updates will be permanently removed. Remember, this action is irreversible. Running Tmux ls will now show no running sessions, indicating that you've successfully and responsibly deleted updates. That's all the Tmux essentials for today. Remember, knowledge is power, and the power to manage your terminal like a pro is now yours. But wait, don't just sit there and bask in your newfound awesomeness, although you totally deserve it. For those curious to delve deeper into the Tmux rabbit hole, the Man Tmux command is your best friend. It's like having a Tmux guru whispering secrets in your ear, or at least providing detailed instructions in plain English. And before I let you go, a friendly reminder, smashing the subscribe button is much safer than attempting to destroy it. It helps me with creating awesome content, and who knows, you might just learn to hack your way to a perfect cup of coffee next time. So, from your friendly neighborhood terminal tamer, Damon Black of the Blaxploit Network, this is a sign off. Don't forget to leave a comment below, and until next time, happy hacking responsibly. Of course.